Hey everyone, jestem Janina Heiss, and you are watching Sue Sluts. I'm so excited to review the show. I will try to keep it short. I'm very, very passionate about this subject, and so I may ramble on and on, but let's get into it. Let's talk about Krolowa, aka the Queen. The theatrics in this show are nothing short of spectacular. I have yet to see another show that discusses any part of the LGBTQIA community as strong as this TV show did. Disclaimer, if you are transphobic, if you are homophobic, this is not the show for you and this is not the channel for you because I only promote love, kindness, and peace. So, with that being said, let's discuss the show. The show starts off with an older gentleman living in France. He is a seamstress. He owns his own company where he makes one-of-a-kind suits for customers. And then in the evenings, he is a drag queen. So Sylvester lives in Paris, and he gets a letter from his granddaughter saying, hey, my mom, your daughter is sick. I need you to hop on over to Poland, give her a little transfusion so she can become better. He gets the letter, and he is going back and forth like, I don't think I'm going to go. Tells his best friend, and his best friend is like, bitch, you better get on that fucking plane and get over there. Your daughter needs you, your granddaughter needs you, and you need this. So he goes back to Poland, and his granddaughter picks him up to take him from the train station over to the hotel. His granddaughter is like, hey, fun fact, my mom actually doesn't know that you're here because she fucking hates you. So there's all this drama about like him going to meet his daughter for the first time. And she's like, I don't want your help. Like, I'd rather fucking die than take shit from you. You abandoned me, which is also very just for her to feel that way. And fast forward, blah, blah, blah. They end up going through with the procedure and he saves his daughter's life. I must be close to starting my period because I cried multiple times when watching this. Which, I mean, I cry all the time anyway, but I was like, why the fuck am I crying right now? Like, the show isn't sad. It's a very happy show. So what the fuck am I doing over here crying? So just a heads up, if you're menstruating, just be aware. You're probably going to cry. So at this point, Sylvester has not introduced Loretta to anybody in his family. And he thinks he's home alone and he, becomes Loretta and she's dancing around and having a good time. And then his daughter comes home. And this scene makes me want to shit my pants. Just the anxiety of it, knowing that here is this man who has hidden a huge part of who he is from his whole family for his whole life. And his daughter could walk in and see him dressed up as a woman. The granddaughter is 16 or 17 and she's pregnant. And I am pretty sure at the time that they filmed this, abortion was still legal in Poland. Abortion is not something that people will just go out and do. It is very, very looked down upon. And I wish, on a side note, I wish that there was someone in Poland who would make a documentary or a TV show or a movie about abortions in Poland because I would love to watch it to be educated on the subject. Anyway, so his granddaughter's pregnant with a baby from one of these two guys. It's these two best friends. She doesn't know which one the baby daddy is, and she's been harboring this secret by herself. And she finally comes out and is like, yo, Dziadek, I actually am pregnant. And she also ends up telling the baby daddies that night in the fucking worst way possible. She takes a photo of the ultrasound, sends it in a group chat, and turns her phone off. And she's like, peace out. I'm going to go to sleep now. The next day, she's at work and she works at the mine. So her and her best friend work there. They're in the kitchen. And the two best friends are like, yo, I'm the dad. No, I'm the dad. And they get in this big fucking fight. So that's something that I really wish they would have tapped into more, is like her emotions around the pregnancy and her options around the pregnancy, and just kind of going more into that. Her mom does not know that she's pregnant at this point. And she goes home before she gives birth. She goes home and she's like, hey, something's wrong. And then she ends up telling her mom, and she's like, hey, FYI, I know that you are just in surgery and that life fucking sucks right now, and that you have this, your dad's in town for the first time ever, but I'm also fucking pregnant as a teenager. And so she ends up going into labor and gives birth to her baby prematurely. There's an explosion in the mine, and both the baby daddies get trapped below. Both the baby daddies, both of the friends get trapped below. They are able to rescue the coal miners out, but unfortunately, one of the guys, one of the best friends, did pass away. These coal mine villages, these coal mine towns, so much depends on these coal mines. Like, so many families depend on the money that comes from the workers at these mines. And a lot of these families have now lost a lot of money because they decided to shut down the mine. And the daughter is like, hey, I have a brilliant idea. Why don't we put on a show to bring in money? Like, why don't we put on a fundraiser to bring in money for these families? And Sylvester's like, fun fact, this is my specialty. I'm a performer. Let me fucking help. And so they have a group of these coal miners who are like, hey, we'll donate our time, we'll participate, and we'll be the dancers. We have 10 days to put the show on. What are we going to do? And Sylvester calls his French friend to come and choreograph. And this scene where he's getting off the bus, mwah, 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 so magnificent. He looks beautiful. He looks chic. He looks elegant. So now Quarantine is in Poland, and he's teaching these coal miners how to dance. And I love how they did this. I love how they filmed this. I think when you have men in these professions like coal miners, it's, they're so macho. Like, it's so taboo to be considered femme because you might be gay. And Quarantine comes in his outfits that are very feminine and very beautiful and shiny and bright and loud. And he's teaching them that it's okay to dance and to be silly, and it's, you don't have to be embarrassed. My favorite line in the whole TV show is when someone's talking to him. I think it's his granddaughter. And she's like, so what? You are transgender? And he's like, no, I'm not transgender. I'm a drag queen. And that was the most important line to me in the whole series, because it shows that there's so many people who have these mass misunderstandings of people in the LGBTQ community. Like, just because you are a drag queen doesn't mean that you're transgender. Just because you're bisexual doesn't mean you're gay. And showing the difference between those and opening people's eyes up to it is so, so, so important. So it's the night of the performance, and they have this big movie star coming to sing, and she wants everyone to wear these like fucked off outfits that look like shit. And the daughter's like, fuck off, fuck you. You're not gonna have our minors wear these. Because we already have outfits. Like, our seamstress has done a fantastic job putting together these really cool outfits and put the time into it. And the singer's like, right, bye, bitch, I'm leaving. So she leaves, and they're like, cool, like, who's going to be the performer now? And the daughter's like, Loretta, like, let's introduce everyone to Loretta. Loretta comes out on stage. They hit their goal in Polish złotys for all of these miners for the fundraiser. If you are in the LGBTQIA community in Poland and you need someone to talk to, please reach out to any of these lines right here to know that you are loved, accepted, and welcome on this planet. As always, thank you so much for watching, and kocham cię, suki. I hope you all have a beautiful day.